Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast, Best Possible Me, where we look at relationship dilemmas, try to open different viewpoints and perspectives in hope that if everyone does this, we all become the best possible me. My name is Cindy.
And my name is Ayala.
Thank you guys for coming back. Today is our episode 5. We've made it to episode 5. I'm very proud of ourselves. So today the story we're going to share is called Cheating During Breakup and Disclosing It to Your Partner. Yeah, I will start reading the story from her perspective. 26-year-old female from Australia has been dating a guy from Belgium, 29 male, for almost 3 years, and we recently got engaged in July. We started a long-distance relationship for the first year and a half, and he got a work visa and was able to come here in June 2024. At some point in the relationship before he came, we had a big argument and broke it off for 3 weeks. A couple of months ago, I found out that he had talked to a girl that they kissed during these 3 weeks, but he swears nothing more. However, today I was going through his messenger, which I feel guilty about because this was how I found out the other girl, but did it without telling him I was looking. The new girl was from Holland, which is a neighboring country to Belgium. From the messages I saw, it seems clear that they had sex. He even told her he was going to cancel coming to Australia and stay with her. I don't know how to confront him, and honestly, I'm completely unsure about getting married now. What should I do?
Big dilemma.
Big dilemma, isn't it? Looking at your partner's messenger or social media or any sorts of apps and the phone without their permission and finding something that you were hoping you didn't find.
Yes. And that brings a whole big question of how much do we trust our partner? And if we trust them, then why are we actually ever going through their Instagram or Facebook or Messenger or whatever?
Yeah. Yes.
And does it do good to anyone?
Does it? But at the same time, if they don't have anything to hide, she shouldn't find anything at the end.
Yes, but the fact that you actually go and check
it comes back to the gut feeling. Yeah, we talk about it in the previous episodes. Yeah.
Yes, but again, should we even go there is a question of mine. I mean, if you love your partner and you're in a good relationship and there aren't any issues between you, sometimes not knowing is healthier. Maybe.
That's an interesting point. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we all do sometimes mistakes. Different levels, obviously.
Yes.
And if the relationship continues and it was a one-off, but we're moving to a different area altogether, I mean, is that a big enough reason to lose all trust in that partner and never be with him again or her? And would we have been in that position if we would have never looked?
Right. And all in all, which she wrote looks like the messages and the kisses or potentially had sex happened during the 3 weeks of breakup. They looks like they broke up for 3 weeks, and this evidence she's discovered looks like happened during that time.
So the question is having sex when you're broken up actually cheating?
Right. Yeah.
And that comes up again. But a third element here is this is a long distance relationship.
It's so difficult. This time difference.
Yes. So obviously now it's no longer now they're actually living together.
Yes.
But when you're in a long-term relationship, obviously trust is the basis of every type of relationship. But in a long-term relationship, when there isn't really a lot of physical intimacy because of the long-distance relationship, again, does that give some kind of, I'm not saying permission, but leniency to things that happen where in a real relationship that you're together, even living together, is very different?
There's different challenges for sure for long distance relationship, and I my personal view is you can't be in a long distance relationship forever. There needs to be a plan with both of you agreed on what is the situation. You're being in a long distance relationship for a year and a half. Eventually they did come to the conclusion of him coming to her country, coming to her place to live. That's them building a plan together.
But, I'm an immigrant to Australia.
Yes, we both are.
We both are. And we know that when you're choosing to leave your home country behind and move into another country, and basically it sounds like that's what he did for her, that's a huge decision.
And it's the other side of the earth as well. We have to consider that. Let's say it's not moving from Belgium to Holland, which is a neighboring country.
Yeah.
Could take 2-3 hours for you to visit your hometown. But from Belgium to Australia, to South Australia, it's extremely far away.
And the thing is that before you actually are ready to make that commitment to someone that you love, but you love them because of a long-term relationship that is a long-distance relationship, you might have those second doubts for a moment.
And they did have a big argument, and they did break up for 3 weeks.
So again, I'm not saying that it's okay to cheat ever, and I'm not saying to break trust ever. But I think that we need to understand where he's coming from as well, from that point of view, and we'll soon hear his point of his side of the story. But she needs to be very mindful that he's making a huge sacrifice for her. He's actually choosing to put his friends, his family, his lifestyle, everything he knows really behind in order to move and to live with her.
To be with her, yes.
To be with her here. So I think that maybe she needs to give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt from that point of view.
True.
And understand the sacrifices he put in it. So if she all of a sudden saw that he questioned, should I even go to Australia? Maybe it was when he was questioning, is this worth it?
Right. Yeah, makes sense. It's a big decision. Would you like to read his point of view, his perspective?
Okay. So his version, I am a 29-year-old man from Belgium, and I have a 26-year-old girlfriend from South Australia. We met when she was in Europe 3 years ago. It was love at first sight, and we were together till she returned to Australia. We continued our relationship via video chats, messages, and phone calls. At some point, I started applying for jobs in South Australia in hope that I can move there to see if our relationship will become stronger and withhold if we actually live together on a daily basis. While I was still in Belgium awaiting the work visa confirmation, at some stage we had an argument and we kind of broke up for a few weeks. I was angry and upset because I felt I was doing so much for my girlfriend and she didn't put in as much effort. During that period, I met this very cute-looking girl from Holland. I was horny, I felt lonely, and initially I was a bit drunk, and we had a short fling. It wasn't anything serious, just a bit of fun, and it eased my anger towards my girlfriend. When we got back together, I decided not to mention it, because it was really no big deal for me, and I didn't want us to fight over something that was not even a thing. After I moved to South Australia and lived with my girlfriend, who is great by the way, she was looking at my photos from Europe and noticed some pictures of this girl. When she asked me about it, I told her that she was a Dutch girl that I met when we were broken up. She started asking questions that clearly showed that she was very jealous. So I said we just kissed, as I knew that she would explode if I told her the whole truth. My girlfriend, being a bit religious, sees sex as intimacy in a relationship. She doesn't really get sex can be just sex, like we do see it in Europe. This girl is nothing. I have had no contact with her since, and it was a short-lived fun sexual outlet. At the time, we were not together. I didn't want to lie, But I also didn't want her to be jealous of something that was as insignificant as this. I would have never cheated on her if we weren't broken up. And honestly, I probably did it because we broke up. And I was angry and needed to get her out of my system.
Right. Okay. So it looks like there's more to the story that he didn't tell her, and what she find out, the evidence she discovered was indeed what happened.
Yes, it does seem that way. But it also seemed, and obviously he clearly said that he lied to her. He lied to her because he thought it was insignificant, and it didn't. He didn't want it to blow out of proportion.
Right.
So that brings us back to trust.
Interesting. Yeah. And he made it very clear what was happening to him at that time. Like you said, it's insignificant. And it was something that he does not think much about. It was a very small experience for him in that 3 weeks that they broke up.
Yes. And in a way, by him choosing not to tell her, he was saying that it was in order to not get her to be jealous, because she wouldn't get it. And I'm questioning if that's being respectful, because yes, she might be religious and he not, and she might be seeing sex as intimacy, and he can also see sex as just sex and having fun,
Right.
rather
Okay.
than only intimacy. But is it an excuse? Or because he didn't want to have the argument?
Right. He didn't
Or-
want to be fully honest
Yes.
with her.
Yes. Or was it actually trying to protect her because he felt that she wouldn't really fully understand it and accept it for what it was?
And I guess that raised another question of, to be in an honest and genuine relationship, do you have to be 100% or over 100%, 110% honest about exactly what happened in your whole life with your partner? Is that necessary?
Yes. And do we sometimes say or not say things to our partner just because we know how they will react, and we think that it's not worth their emotional element? So we're not really doing it to protect ourselves, we're actually doing it to protect them.
Right. And what does that experience or that little portion of your life, for instance, what has happened with him, this short fling with a different girl, how much does that impact on their relationship now?
Both of us are married.
Yes, yes.
So, Cindy, what do you think about sometimes not saying everything to your partner because you know that it's insignificant and it'll just upset them for no good reason?
That's a really good question. I would say everybody, I don't know about others, but there are certainly things you don't have to be bringing it up if it does not impact on your current life and your current relationship. I do see your point. Yes. For instance, there are things, let's say the boyfriend I had in high school. Do I need to tell all the details about the boyfriend I had in high school with my current partner? I don't think so. It does not impact on our relationship. I don't even remember that person's name. For them, obviously, the experience is a lot fresher and newer. It does not happen over 10, 20 years ago. But does it really matter? Is it necessary?
And does that mean that you're not fully honest with your partner, or are you just choosing to be honest on the things that matter, but the things that don't really matter, don't really impact, why go there?
Yeah.
So if we look at it from that point of view, him not telling her about this relationship that happened when they were broken up,
Yes.
was he right not to mention it to her?
Personally, I don't see it a very huge deal of him not disclosing the full detail, if that makes sense.
Yep. And to me, the fact that she's looking in his phone and trying to get more information here,
Right.
that's a huge problem, because that means that she doesn't fully trust him, and she doesn't trust him to do the right thing by her.
Yeah.
And that puts it back to that question of him leaving his whole life behind him. And does she really respect what he had to, in a way, sacrifice for her?
Yeah. And yeah, another thing just came to my mind that yes, she looked at his phone without his permission, and basically her biggest nightmare came to the truth, which is she find out this is more than what he's disclosed to her. By her definition, she would think he's cheated on him, even though they were broken up during the 3 weeks. How does that leave her? Like, how does that make her feel about reading these messages and confirming her nightmare and it was true?
So it brings us back to the original question of, should we actually be looking in our partner's Messenger, Facebook, whatever,
without permission?
without permission, and generally, I mean, jealousy is a very, very ugly thing, and it can eat us very strongly, and sometimes, very often, it breaks relationships.
Yes. Yeah.
So should we dig in places that might open up skeletons?
True. That's interesting. Sometimes I just remember saying ignorance is a bliss. You don't have to know everything at all times.
As long as there is basic trust and you know that your partner is actually choosing sometimes maybe not to tell you things because they're insignificant for you, not because of the fact that it's easier for them or their life, or it allows them to continue lying about things.
Right. Okay.
So I think that the main thing is not only having trust in the relationship, but also knowing that your partner always has your back and always thinking about what's best for you and how things impact you. And not only thinking about themselves and how things impact them.
Right. Definitely. So, well, how can they approach this? Obviously, we don't know who they are, and we don't know if this episode will reach anyone who's in a similar situation. What kind of advice would you give to a girl who's looking at their partner's phone without permission and discovered evidence or things that they really didn't want to see?
I think that I would have a chat with her about the fact of understanding more about where he's coming from. And not looking at things only from her point of view, but also thinking about his point of view. He came to Australia after they decided that they're coming together.
Yes.
But he came with a work visa. Has she ever thought of trying to apply for a partner visa, for example?
But he did say he wanted to apply for jobs and see if them living together would work out or not. So that's very mature of him.
It's very mature of him, but I'm just questioning, where is she coming to try and support him through the process? So maybe he wouldn't want to come anyway if he didn't know that there's a job for him. I don't know.
Of course. Yeah, some people are like that. They would like to find job, income, a bit of stability before they move.
Yeah, but it could be that it would have been easier for him to find a job if he was already on a partner visa, for example. Who knows?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Specifically, these are the laws in Australia. I know that different countries have different laws when it comes to visas and
you
options
might not have
of visas.
working rights.
Yeah. So obviously, this is something that might be relevant in this story, but not relevant in other similar stories for other people in other places around the world.
Yeah.
But I'm asking myself, how much is she actually looking at things from his point of view and trusting his decisions and the sacrifices he's actually making for her? So maybe he said, I might not come, but he came. He found a job. He's actually here now. He's actually living with you now.
Right.
So think of all the sacrifices he has put in. Are you doing the right thing by him, by checking up on him about things that happened before he even came?
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good point. Yeah. Does it really matter what happened before he made the decision of coming here?
Yes. And yes, you were together, but when this all happened, as you said, you were broken up anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So, relating to getting married, it's interesting. She talks about getting married and questions that.
Yes.
He doesn't necessarily mention getting married or proposing, but we also see that there's a difference in the level of commitment that they're both talking about. So she sees sex and intimacy as a full-on relationship, meaning that she sees this going ahead to eventually proposing and getting married.
Yeah.
Yes. He is actually checking that this long-term relationship actually has merit in the long term when they actually are living together.
Right.
So he's maybe emotionally not ready even to commit for marriage. And again, that might also be coming from the fact that he doesn't necessarily see sex as automatically a relationship and any relationship automatically into marriage.
Right.
Whereas she being a bit more religious or a bit more conservative.
We don't know. Yeah. That could be. Right. Doesn't seem like they're exactly on the same page. They talked about him moving over here with her, being together. Doesn't look like they're on the same page in terms of life choices and where do they see themselves in this relationship.
Yeah, but I think that it's okay that they don't see themselves exactly at the same point at this time. So it could be that it for him, they need to live together for a year or two or whatever before he can actually consider long term. For her, the moment they moved in together, that's automatically, okay, we're going to get married.
Yeah, it's the mentality, it's the mindset, yes.
Yes, and that doesn't mean that he won't get there. He just needs his process maybe to be a bit slower. Have they had this conversation?
Yeah, has that been communicated?
I don't know.
We don't know, yeah.
I don't know. But I also think that even if it was communicated and they see that there is a difference, it's a difference, again, that she needs to respect that he's making much more sacrifices than her in this whole relationship because of the move.
Right.
So it could be that for him, he needs to be more sure and give it more time before he's actually ready to commit.
Course. Yeah.
Whereas for her, and again, it could be because of religious or conservative views, but it could also be because she's actually sacrificing less. She's ready to commit much quicker.
We don't know. But at the same time, we just want to make it really clear that one party sacrifice more does not give them the legitimacy to cheat or do anything to hurt the other partner. We're merely talking about here based on the fact he had this fling during the 3 weeks breakup.
Yes. I just think that it's important to acknowledge the fact that it's okay if they're not always all the time on the same page.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean that they need to break up just because they're not on the same page. It could be a process that for one person takes longer than for the other person. And if you love your partner, you will respect that and give them the time that they need.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Hopefully this helps. Because Australia is a country, has so many opportunities for people around the world. We constantly see backpackers. There's people coming with working holiday visas. There's international students coming here to study. I hope what we discussed today could provide a little bit insight for people who might be facing the same issues or looking for some answers and wanting to be the better version of themselves.
Thank you very much, Cindy.
Thank you, Ayala. See you guys next time. Bye. If you also have a relationship dilemma that you are struggling with and you would like us to bring it up here anonymously, you can email us on bestpossibleme.podcast@gmail.com. You can also find the email address in our podcast bio. Don't forget to like and follow our podcast so you get the notification of each new episode. See you next week.